Hard with a sweet one bliss. Someone flicks me a bad body. So, it's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
Good evening and welcome. This is Neutral's Corner and this is episode 3 of Hard Talk. Man, tonight we are doing a special debate. This show is sponsored by D-Rock Clothing and check out the range on the website. And yes, thank you, 40% discount using iBoxingHub 24 code in the promo box and enjoy that huge saving on your purchases. Please welcome my special guests tonight. We've got Remy, aka Buxaplenty on Twitter. We've got Mr. Styles on Twitter. We have Jams Boxing on Twitter and also fellow Twitterer, and that is ItAintThatBruh. 2 teams. I'm the judge, and we shall start. I'll give you an outlay for the show, ladies and gentlemen. It has come to the courts. Notice that Team Canelo has been accused of ducking by Team Benavidez. Now, just to give you a quick rundown, 2017, Team Benavidez, or David Benavidez, became the youngest 168 super middle champion at the age of 20 years of age. The story starts from there and it ends with the Suleiman ruling of Gvozdyk for the interim, for the eliminator for the winner of Bivol and Buxaplenty, and that's the only time frame we will be admitting into the court tonight. Right, Team Benavidez. The captain tonight was Mr. Styles. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Right, you will be addressing Team Canelo on this matter. Have you got the first question and to put to Team Canelo on why you think, or what evidence can you bring that Team Canelo has avoided David Benavidez since he became champion in 2017?
Yeah, I just feel like with David Benavidez, like you said, he became champion in 2017. He's pretty much gone through who he needs to go through to earn the shot that he needs to. My question is, why do you think Canelo's not treating him as a serious threat?
Can I answer that, mate?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because Canelo is pay-per-view. David Benavidez has fought bums. He needs to fight some decent opponents.
Objection. Bums is not the right word I would use.
Okay, sorry. He's fought lesser men than Saul Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, just look at his resume, man. He went in with Mayweather at 23 years old. He's fought some of the best in the business. Benavidez, who's he fought? Booba Andrade in a boring, sleep through it points win. And
talking about his last fight,
yeah, but okay. With that being said, you look
boring,
at the record.
Fucking boring. No one needs it. He's not good enough.
Order in the court. Right. You're saying he's not good enough, but we have to take ourselves back to 2017 when he beat Ronald Gavril, who was a replacement. In fact, that fight should have been Anthony Dirrell and Callum Smith for the vacant WBC super middleweight title. Dirrell had to pull out, injured, and Smith went on to, in fact, box in the World Boxing Super 6 series instead. So David Benavidez actually got a free run at a vacant title then, but he did beat Dirrell again after that. Objection sustained.
Okay. Styles, continue, sir.
Speaking of Dirrell, even Dirrell on social media, just like even on his Instagram, said, "Why is Canelo ducking David Benavidez?" Like even he's advocating for Benavidez. I mean, again, you look at the resumes. Okay, yeah, they probably haven't fought like the same similar styles and opponents, but that's because Canelo was above and beyond like his time when he fought after he fought Mayweather, and then Benavidez he was coming up, and yes, he's still fighting these guys. And some of the guys that Canelo fought, some of them are retired, some are so he won't get a chance to fight a lot of these guys. But you can't also discredit and give him, crap for like the guys that he's fought. He's just fighting with whatever they're giving him.
Yo, can I ask James a question?
I was just going to say, like, you answered your own question there yourself, Mr. Styles. You said that he fought them all at an earlier age, which he did. So he stepped up at such a young age. He started fighting in Mexico at 15. He was fighting the likes of Mayweather at 23. He's gone on to fight Triple G 3 times. He's gone on Caleb Plant, Liam Smith, Callum Smith, Amir Khan, Kovalev. There's just names and names on that resume. And then you've got Benavidez. Let's be honest.
Yeah, let me ask you a question, bro.
Thank you, James. ItAintThatBruh, welcome to the show, sir.
I was rolling this blunt though, so my fault. I couldn't acknowledge my son, Remy. It's good, my son, though. I was rolling the blunt. Let me just ask James a question real quick. You just named a bunch of guys on Canelo's resume, right? And you made the claim that Benavidez hasn't fought anybody. So who should Benavidez fight next to change your mind?
Well, I'd like to see him fight Canelo because Canelo would take him out. But
so you just defeated your whole argument.
No. I don't know. I'm saying I'd like to see him fight him because
Remy, you are team captain. You can interject at any time and add on to what James has said. Have you got anything to add?
Canelo, I want to Benavidez a payday when he's not earned it. That's the point that I'm making.
Yeah, let me just rebuttal what he just said before
objection.
I want to add to James
champions. Right, hold on, guys. Hold on. Everyone's shouting over each other. I can't hear none of y'all. Right. I ask you the question. Carry on, sir.
Order. In the accusation you've made there,
you carry on.
James, in the accusation you've made there that David Benavidez hasn't earned the right to fight Canelo, would you acknowledge, just for the court, would you acknowledge that he is good enough to fight
100%.
him?
100%.
Right. This is the whole debate tonight, and this is the crux. What we cannot forget that he is good enough. Now, the accusations of avoidance have stemmed back from 2018. If you've got any evidence to bring to the table against Canelo from that point, that would be.
I have 100%,
and I agree with what the man's saying. And
okay, James,
Benavidez
captain,
the right, I would say he could have a good chance against Canelo, but I just don't think he's earned the right. And Canelo's not going to give him that payday because he's not earned the right. That's
okay. Thank you for that, James. Remy, would you like to rebuttal, Mr. James?
Yes, I want to add to what he said, actually. So there's more tangible things, too, outside of the fact that, obviously Canelo's numbers, he can dictate the terms of the fight, as in when they happen, how it happens, and where it happens. And he's earned that right, not only because he's put in the work and he sustained a high amount of success over time. Not only that, David's pay-per-view numbers are shit, right? So he still has a little more climbing to do to make himself a strong B-side. Now, if we think he's what we say he is, why would Canelo go take that fight when there's other paydays on the table for him and he's on the back nine of his career? Canelo is Canelo. So at the end of the day, David Benavidez still has meat on the bone before he can say, I know for a fact I'm the best guy out there for you. There's no one left. I do like the Demetrius Andrade win, given the fact that Demetrius Andrade was someone that people believe to be an avoided fighter. But at the same time, this guy was 36 years old in his first step-up fight in his third division when he finally got this step-up fight. And I don't want to hold too much credence into that because after I seen what Canelo did to Jermell Charlo, let's just say those guys from 54 and 60 that were chasing Canelo would have never had a chance against a Benavidez or Canelo at that weight. So I think the main thing that people are missing right now, Neutral, is first of all, who did David knock out Cole beat to make you think that Canelo has no chance and he's scared of fucking David Benavidez? He mowed Callum Smith down. He treated him like the smaller fighter. He treated Caleb Plant like the smaller fighter and knocked him out. He knocked out Billy Joe Saunders. David Benavidez knocking out Andre was a drop in the bucket to what Canelo's proven, and I'll pass it on with that.
Thank you for that, Remy. Thank you. We welcome to the show, Jordan. Jordan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there. Can you guys hear me?
Jordan, you are the third member of Team Benavidez. Thank you for joining the show. And we have Paulo Ramirez has joined the show. Hello, sir. No, we got no comms at the minute for him. But Jordan, you'll be joining Team David Benavidez. Do you have anything to add to what you've heard so far?
I've heard both points. I can understand both arguments. My thing is just that I feel like Canelo's accomplished a lot in his career so far, and no one can argue that he's going to retire first round Hall of Famer. But my thing is, as of right now, if he's still in the game, obviously he can fight who he likes. But the fact that David's been ranked #1 for some time now, and Canelo's last fight before was it John Ryder? He fought, was it Jamal Charlo? Who fights at 154.
Charlo. He fought Charlo, I
Yeah,
believe.
he fought Jamal Charlo. He's a 154 pounder. So my thing is like, if Canelo's taking meaningful fights instead of Benavidez, that'll make more sense. But I just feel like the threat Benavidez, I think, can pose to Canelo. And there's obviously demand for the fight by the pure boxing purists. So.
But that's the only people asking for it, though, bro, isn't it? Let's be honest. The only people asking for this fight are the boxing purists, and that doesn't make money.
So he's asking for Munguia. He was asking for the Munguia fight before he signed to fight Munguia. He was actually asking for the fight, like before.
Yeah, but it just doesn't make any money, though, bro, does it? It makes no money. So people ain't like the broadcasters are not going to put it on.
Munguia and Canelo's almost
back on the point you were making, Jams.
Canelo
you were going somewhere.
So what you're saying Canelo Munguia sold out, so you don't think Canelo Benavidez will sell out instantly?
Well, Canelo Munguia is an all-Mexican fight, isn't it? So it's
there's
no storyline to that fight. There's no
I just feel like
we'll come back to that.
Is a bigger fight.
I just feel like because there's a bit more tension
Yo, let me just say one thing. If we learned anything about boxing lately, about what sells, it's the storyline to the fight, the build-up. The build-up to Canelo versus Benavidez is going to be crazy, bro.
On that note, gentlemen.
Listen, even on ESPN, you got Stephen A.
Can I go first?
And it will do more buys than Munguia.
I just want to introduce Polo to the team. Polo, your team, Canelo.
Polo.
What up, everybody? What up, James? What up? Yo, bro, what that's the problem with boxing fans. You always want a storyline. A storyline doesn't. What you think is entertaining is people going back and forth. Why can't they be respectful and be like, yo, we're going to go in there and beat each other? Usually the people that are loud are the ones that are going to be scared on the fight night. Bro, Munguia and Canelo have a storyline because Munguia was fighting on his undercards, and he actually called them out. They were actually talking about making that fight during the pandemic when, all the things that was going on in his contract. They were actually scheduled to fight a couple times. And, he was going to fight Triple G because, we know what happened there. Like, fortunately. So what do you mean the story? There is a storyline. He's also with his ex-promoter that Canelo had beef with, and now he's using his bull to fight his ex-cash cow. So it's like, bro, you saying it's not, bro, it's damn near almost a sold out. And this
bro, we're not gonna add. Let me just respond to that. Like,
the thing is, David just started getting known, bro. David's not that known, and like you gotta also tell us facts, but you're trying to discredit the fight just because for some reason I don't know what you got or what agenda you have, but you also don't have to discredit a fighter just because it's not the fight you like. You don't have to purchase it. No one's telling you, hey, bro, go purchase it. I know, like, maybe 100's a lot to you, but it's like, come on, G, like, you don't like a fight, don't buy it. It's as simple as that.
Yo, Neutral, can I respond?
Thank you, Paulo. You can that in it because this is about avoidance of
I apologize. That was my bad.
So, that in it, bro. Thank you. The platform's yours.
I just don't want to. Just like I let Polo talk, just let me talk, no interruptions. I actually like the fight Canelo versus Munguia. I'm actually gonna watch. I think it's a good fight. I'm not trying to knock that fight to big up this fight, but we're talking about Benavidez versus Canelo. The storyline for Munguia versus Canelo. Did you see the press conference? Like, bro, that's not what sells fights. It's gonna be a good fight, but if we're talking about selling fights, we're talking about reaching the casuals. The casuals want to see Canelo versus Benavidez. I watch ESPN and they never talk about boxing, but you got them talking about Canelo versus Benavidez and pushing this fight. So to act like the Munguia fight has a storyline that's going to entertain people besides the fact that's going to be a good matchup in the ring is disingenuous, bro. Like, this fight's been building up and marinating for how long? Like, people want to see this fight. Like, if we learn anything, is that storylines matter. Look at Bud versus Spence. That storyline is what's so.
That in it, bro. When
why
would
do
you
you
say?
what
Wait a
do you
minute.
want
Wait a
on the
minute. That in
storyline?
it, bro. When would you say that? How long would you say that Canelo's been avoiding David Benavidez?
Ever since he got in the 168, ever since Benavidez lost the titles, that's when he said, "Oh, I'm gonna go for undisputed," because he knew he wouldn't have to face Benavidez. That's the only time he mentioned going for undisputed. He didn't mention going for undisputed at 160. Why? Because he knew it was a tougher road.
Right. Thank you, Team Remy. Remy, on you go.
So David losing his belt on the scales didn't have nothing to do with why he didn't get a Canelo fight. I would say if you lose your belt on the scale when the cash cow's coming up, that sounds more like a you problem than a Canelo problem. Even more so, if David is okay, there has to be maybe 2 years knocked off this. He's been ducking David. You can have 2020. When did he resecure the mandatory position or the number one contender position? I'll give you that. But at that point, Canelo had took care of the mandatory obligation in who? Avni Yildirim. Whose fault was it that Avni Yildirim ended up being the mandatory?
David's fault.
So
David's fault and Samson.
Exactly. So and that extends the mandatory out into a year, right?
Yeah.
And as far as I know, the WBC was supposed to be making David the mandatory win March of 2024. So
and what does he do?
Took an opponent. He took an opponent in Canelo's camp before he was slated to be Canelo's mandatory, and you want me to buy the bullshit?
Yes, sir.
Yo, listen, right?
Thank you. Just a minute, that in it, bro. I want to welcome the show. The Adams Boxing Show. Welcome to the show, sir.
Oh yeah, what's up, fellas? I just came by to stop by a little bit. I won't be able to stay for too long, man. I got to head back out, but I just want to say what's up to everybody.
Bless up, brother. Nice.
What's up, Adam? I'm a fan of your show, man. I like we joke around and stuff. Hope all is well.
Oh yeah, appreciate you, brothers.
Adam's Boxing Show. Please jump in when you feel necessary on this. You can be my moral compass on this show, so I don't go one way or the other.
Yo, neutral. Let me do some back and forth with Remy real quick.
There you go. Remy. The stage is yours, Remy. The prosecution want to have a go at you. That in it, bruh. Ask your question.
I'm about to put Remy under interrogation real quick. Yo, so when did Canelo say he's gonna go for undisputed at 168? Was it before or after Benavidez lost his belt?
You tell me.
I'm asking you, was it before or after? I could tell you if you don't know the answer. I could tell you.
Just say it anyway, please. Just say it.
All right, so Canelo, he didn't say he was going for undisputed until Benavidez lost his belt.
No,
that's
he said
when,
it
if
before,
you remember.
Actually, he actually
listen.
said
Polo, come on, bro. That's when Canelo said, "Yo, I'm gonna fight these three guys," and he unified in 11 months. He never mentioned Benavidez because Benavidez had already lost his belt.
He didn't have a
one
belt.
thing we learned about, and from what you said about Benavidez losing his belt, I agree with you, bro. That's his fault. But to act like if he didn't lose his belt, Canelo's gonna fight him is crazy and disingenuous, bro. The only thing that would have happened if Benavidez didn't lose his belt is Canelo never would have went for undisputed. Just like at 160. Was Canelo worried about undisputed at 160? Nah, he said, fuck that. I'm gonna go fight Kovalev at 175. Fuck undisputed. So Canelo didn't care about undisputed until he's seen that it was an easy road.
Objection. It was not.
Let me finish. Billy, beating Billy, Caleb, and Callum is not a hard road because we already seen what Benavidez did to Caleb, and I would say Caleb is better than Billy.
They're all champions. You can't.
Yeah, man. You're moving the goalposts, man.
They're all champions,
bro. Like
they're all champions, but nobody's gonna argue.
And we're also repurposing Canelo's destiny.
Yeah, and if it's so, yo, answer, bro. If it's so easy, why didn't David do it? If it's so easy, why didn't David do it?
But Remy, you brought up
one at a time, please, gentlemen. Latin it, Brian, Remy.
Okay,
Remy, you brought up the hypotheticals.
Respond to you.
Go ahead.
You said it's disingenuous to not agree with a hypothetical point. Everybody heard that, right? We all heard that, right? He said
heard that.
disingenuous.
Let me clarify.
You
want me to clarify? Or
you said it was
gonna run?
Why you always gotta clarify? See, I told y'all, you always gotta read.
Because you got my stance.
That ain't proud. Let him speak.
If you got my stance wrong, bro, I have to clarify before you run with it. Because then you just arguing
Bro, you're not even arguing the point of ducking.
You can have your chance in your rebuttal.
I'll
give you a rebuttal. I'll give you a rebuttal. Don't speak until then.
Everyone chill out.
He's trying to change the goalpost to make what he said first make more sense.
Yep, he's moving. I'm gonna file a motion, man. He's moving the goalpost. It's not even
right. No moving the goalpost.
Yo, explain
and answer the question.
Yo, explain how I'm moving the goalpost.
I beg you stick around.
After I cook him, he moves the goalpost every time.
They'll chill soon, bro.
Yo, instead of going back and forth with your semantics, bro, let's keep
let me how am I moving the goalpost? That ain't it, bro. Can you ask him what you meant?
Okay, so how am I moving the goalpost? Basically, I'm asking you, so I can respond to that.
Because you're discrediting the opponents. You're saying,
Polo, please wait. Polo, please wait. I'll let you have a rebuttal with him after.
Where am I moving the goalpost from? I don't understand.
This.
You're moving the goal.
You make a point. You should make it as clear. You should put enough clarity on what you're saying to where you won't have to interrupt me when I'm combating your point every time. Because then it looks very disingenuous when you're trying to tell me. You're trying to tell me what the next point is, because now you can then change that point to fit something that I have to answer another question or another statement made.
And let me respond to that.
When you said,
let me respond to that real quick.
Wait, hold up real quick. I wanted to repeat what you said.
Yeah, before you go on to your next point, I just want to respond to that point.
Yeah, but lads, why are you here?
Listen, let me just. This is just a debating point. This is just a debating point, bro. If you say something and I say I didn't mean that. If you're arguing from a genuine point, you say, what did you mean? So you could have clarity on what I'm saying so you could go from there. If I tell you I didn't say something, you say, yes, you did, and you're not trying to comprehend what I said, that's not arguing in good faith, bro.
Make it short, make your point. Make it short, make your point. Thank you. Okay, then. Let's move on.
I thought Remy was going to respond, but my point is, I guess he said it's disingenuous to argue with. He's saying because he disagreed with my hypothetical, bro. You brought up the hypothetical that if Benavidez basically had his belt and didn't lose it, that he would have got the Canelo fight. I'm telling you, it's disingenuous to say that.
Jams, please.
It's disingenuous to say that, knowing that Canelo didn't ask to go to undisputed until Benavidez lost his belt, and coupled with that, the fact that at 160, Canelo didn't go for undisputed. So obviously, undisputed was never on his mind. You can't go
undisputed in every weight class. I don't know how you don't know that.
What do you mean every weight class? He was at 160.
I need to let him finish. Please let him speak. I need to let him finish so we can move on.
All right. So my overall point is Canelo basically went for undisputed once he seen Benavidez lost his belt. That's when he called out 3 guys. Why hasn't Canelo called out anybody else like he did before? Why didn't he say I'm gonna fight these guys, this guy, and that guy like he did with Caleb, and Billy? Because he's scared of Benavidez. That's why.
Okay. Jams, what have you got to say to that point?
All I was saying, mate, is Canelo will take Benavidez out, given the chance. He just doesn't want to give this joker a payday. He's not earned it. He's not deserved it. He's nowhere near that level. He's a joker. But anyway, let's wait.
He was going to fight Jamal Charlo.
That ain't it, bro. I've told everyone to be quiet for you. I'm going to ask you to do the same for everybody else. Polo, I want to bring you in and what you've got to say in rebuttal to that, ain't it, bro?
Can't you let Wayne speak? He said he ain't got long, mate. Wayne from Adam.
Yo, give me one moment. Give me. So here's
I just need to let Polo get his thing, and then I'm going to let Wayne.
I'm sorry.
That ain't it, bro. You're done. So, Polo, you was trying to make a point before. What was you trying to make your point to?
I'm saying that he's moving the goalpost because he's trying to discredit the champion. Saying
thank
that
you.
It was an easy route. But here's my thing.
I get it.
He's saying that, but it's so easy. Why didn't David do it? He was a champion when there was 2 sets of different champions. He didn't fight anybody. He didn't unify. He went in a pointless rematch in a fight that he should have lost, in a title that he shouldn't even been fighting for. It should have been Kelly Smith fighting for the belt. And then him entering the Super 6. It had to be Gravel versus whoever. they went down to the number 15, and David got a title shot because of opportunity. So he should have lost his first fight against Gavril, rematch and beat him. Then he lost it because of
decision. Yes.
Yo,
but I'm
so
just saying,
he's asking what.
But in the rematch, David Benavidez won all 12 rounds. So that's
I don't know about that, Chief.
I want to bring. I'm going to bring
let
Wayne
me respond to that, Neutral.
No. I want to bring Wayne
Neutral,
in.
let me finish. But I'm just saying, this is the guy that he's standing up for, and he's moving the goalposts and saying all this stuff. It doesn't make sense how you can say, oh, he's trying to discredit. You don't see what.
If Canelo was fighting Benavidez, none of us would be here right now.
Order in the house. Order. I want to bring Wayne in.
Nobody right now. Hey, look, I'm enjoying this, man. I love the debates, man. Like I said, I love the debate last time. I think it was Remy and was That Ain't It, man. I enjoyed it, man. So hey, but
who were you siding with in fight one?
In the fight with Canelo and David Benavidez?
No. With fight one with Remy and That Ain't It, Bruh, in episode 2.
Oh no, I ain't gonna pick nobody. Nah, man. I'm neutral like you, brother. I'm neutral, man.
Right, I want to go back to That Ain't It, Bruh, for one final point. Then it's Mr. Styles, and I want to introduce another guest onto the show. So on you go, That Ain't It, Bruh. Make your last point on this.
In response to Polo, this is another disingenuous point. We're asking why didn't Benavidez do what Canelo did? What other fighter you know could unify in 11 months and get all those fights lined up? Bro, it's Canelo. Nobody could force him to do anything, and nobody could do what he does.
Mauricio.
So for us to act like, why didn't Benavidez do this?
Haney went undisputed in 11 months. Haney basically went undisputed
because he had one fight, bro.
He had
one belt. Are we being serious?
No, because you know what's hilarious? You're the same one that says that if what's his name wouldn't have lost, he wouldn't have fought him. So that's the funny part, that in a similar situation.
How does Haney relate to this, bro? Haney
got elevated.
Bro, you move the goalposts, bro. I watch you. I literally see what you do, and it's hilarious because we can literally catch you in your own life.
Stay on track.
No. I'm calling you out because I see what you're doing. It's hilarious.
Bro, name one other fighter that had 3 undisputed fights in less than a year. 3 unified fights in less than a year. It's Canelo, bro. Canelo can make the Benavidez fight happen tomorrow if he wanted to. Like, what are we talking about? To try to put the blame on Benavidez. What the hell? To try to put the blame on Benavidez for why the fight didn't happen, bro, is retarded.
But you gotta understand, Canelo's going against established champions, bro. Like, you can laugh all you want. Charlo was undisputed, number 1 in his division, number 1 at 160. If he was to fight tomorrow, like, you don't understand. He's going for champions.
Listen, we're talking about Benavidez earning the fight.
Who goes after contenders? If you lose your belt any weight class, why would the champion like, oh, I'm gonna go fight the guy that never defended his title more than once?
I think anybody with a logical brain and that's unbiased and looks at the fact that you're saying, let me just respond, bro.
Let him
anybody making the argument as to why Benavidez, like, he hasn't earned it, bro, that's retarded. Canelo is gonna fight Jermall Charlo, who's been out for 3 years.
He wasn't. That's a lie.
What you mean? Everybody knew that's the fight he wanted before Jermall, but he wasn't available. And he tried to fight him after.
He came out and said that fight was not going to be
trade and Lemieux. Come on, man. He's not.
Yeah, we're gonna stop lying, man. Come on, bro.
Listen, I'm lying because I'm repeating what Jermall said out his own mouth. He said, "Yeah, I had the Canelo fight, but I wasn't ready, so I gave it to my brother."
Bro, he signed
so I'm lying because I'm repeating that.
Okay. All doing those. I want to bring Mr. Styles in. What have you got to say about your?
There's a reason we're all here.
His arguments. Do you agree with him?
Okay, I agree with half and half. But bottom line, I'm just gonna ask a simple question: if you guys think David Benavidez is not ready to fight Canelo, okay, then let's just ask the simple question. Who does he need to fight in order to really put Canelo on his radar?
That's the first question I asked James, and he said, I want him to see him fight Canelo.
He said Canelo.
I would like
that's why I said that argument was defeated at the very first question. I bodied the whole argument.
There's a reason we're all here.
Answer the question, James.
Yeah.
Answer the question. Who do you want to see him fight?
Like I said, I want to see him fight. I'm not saying he's not.
So your whole argument is pointless.
What I'm saying.
I thought he hasn't earned the shot.
Jams is saying he's not avoided him. Jams said he's not avoided him.
He said he hasn't earned the shot.
But Jams said Benavidez has fought nobody. His resume sucks.
So
then we ask James, so who do you want to see him fight to change your mind? And he says, oh, I want to see him fight Canelo. Yo, bro, that's arguing in circles.
You're
That
talking
argument's going
fucking
nowhere.
rubbish, lad.
Crazy.
I said I wanted to see him fight Canelo. Yeah, because I like Benavidez. I'm not here.
So what are you
saying
arguing about
Benavidez is a
then?
shit fighter.
So what are you arguing? Saying his resume sucks and he hasn't earned it.
Nah, come on, man.
I'm saying his
You're
resume
just like everybody else. You want to
hasn't
see
earned it. What, are
Canelo
you
versus
fucking deaf
Benavidez.
or dumb? Fuck
You're
me.
just like everybody else in this chat, bro. You all want to see the
brother.
fight, but you're making
I'm
excuses.
saying he's not earned the right to fight Canelo yet.
Okay, gentlemen.
James,
order in the house. Order in the house. Right, I want to introduce Real DP. Brandon, hold on. How you doing, sir? Team Benavidez. What have you got to say?
Can't stand jumped up pricks who think they know it all.
Oh, jams. Order.
You don't even know what you want.
So I know what I want. I want him to fight fucking Canelo. But
I cooked him up. I cooked him up. He's mad. I cooked him up. Remy, get your boy.
You don't even make sense.
Get a grip, you div.
You don't even make sense.
Shut the fuck up.
You don't even make sense.
Oh, well, you don't even make sense, mate. You talk like a fucking retard, mate.
Do you even know your own opinion?
Shut up.
Yo, Neutral, stand in 8 count. Neutral, stand in 8 count.
Sound like you got a frog in your throat, mate.
Neutral, stand in 8 count, yo.
I nearly choked to death there with all that. That was funny.
Bro, you got Canelo's dick in your mouth, mate.
Jams, order. Control yourself, sir. Control yourself.
Clear your throat.
Right, let's get back to business rather than all this nonsense. I'm going to bring in Real DP. Let him talk. Real DP, he's on your side, that in April. Let him talk. Real DP, the accusations come from Team Canelo that David Benavidez has been avoided since 2018. What do you say to that?
I mean, what I say to that, I definitely, Canelo's had a very coveted career. He's fought a lot of the top guys in his career at a lot of weight divisions, you know what I'm saying? David did do some things outside the ring to lose the belt, so we definitely have to take that into consideration when it comes to that fight being made because, we always hear the right time, the right things of that nature, but when things like that happen, that possibly could have been the right time. Far as the ducking allegations go, at this point, like, as much as I want to say Canelo has ducked, I'll still give him until September. That's always been my stance about him ducking Benavidez. I think it's a little more likely that the fight does happen if David does come back down. I think that's an advantage that Canelo, would see himself having and being able to exploit. I don't know about rehydration clauses in that fight, but I do know that. I don't know, but I'm 90% sure that David would take it because he looks to be trying to take any type of way to get this fight, no matter the split, no matter circumstances. So, it would be sad for that fight not to happen, for him to pass the torch. But at the same time, I also feel like as many fans as clamoring for that fight, it's also a side of fans that say Canelo's done his work. He doesn't need that fight. He can walk off in the sunset and play it how he wants to play it. I'm a fan of passing the torch. Different strokes for different folks, but I would love to see that fight happen, man. And I'm going to hold my reservations on the ducking until September. But until then, he does have a underrated test in front of him and Jaime Munguia coming up here soon. So we'll get to see some of that and how he looks there. Personally, I think that fight takes something out of both guys, no matter who wins or loses. So we'll see how it plays out.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Very well. Very articulate. Debbie, what have you got to say about that?
You said Remy, right?
Yes, I did, sir.
Yeah.
Do you think by September? He said he expects.
Yeah, by September. I think that's the most fairest assessment coming from any David Benavidez fan or super fan, especially given the fact that David did not wait until he was made the mandatory, which would have taken place by now, and he would have had a real shot at getting Canelo in September on the table. Now it's kind of in limbo, and my line of thinking is Canelo's going to just start sticking to the May-September dates if he can. I don't know about him sticking any fights in the winterish time. I couldn't see it. But other than that, I think the only way a duck claim could be made is if it goes out into September, and if Canelo were to fulfill his obligations with PBC and leave that side and go to the zone, then make a lesser fight, ergo Berlanga or something like that. I believe that is very, very disingenuous to try to perpetuate that Canelo's been ducking David when he already has everything David wants, and David lost his belts on the scale. So when you say Canelo only won an undisputed after David lost his belt, I would love to see proof of that, something tangible outside of like you just saying it, because nothing makes any sense to me for Canelo to decide to go for undisputed because David Benavidez lost his belt. At that time, David Benavidez was more green. I believe it would have been a better advantage for Canelo to have fought him then instead of fighting him now. He's growing more into his own. But not even that.
I want to bring a question to you, just for the Benavidez fans. I want to bring a question to you, Remy. If we was to say that Benavidez he's been given that 175 eliminator shot, would you say that fight is dead in the water even in September, because the divorce dictate has been made, and the promotion seems to be steering that way rather than a September date, which obviously he's not even given a hint to anybody yet what he's going to do in September.
I'm actually glad you brought that up because it lends more credibility to my case. So if David actually intended to be the opponent in September, which everyone's well aware that September date is really the money date, you would almost say this Jaime Munguia fight
independence,
exactly. And this Jaime Munguia fight is a prerequisite to that, a precursor to that. So one, let's think about it. Does Jaime not pose some of the same threats as David? Yes, he does. He's a valiant puncher, younger. He poses some of the same threats, ferocious, in-your-face fighter trying to beat the will out of you. So for all we know, Canelo is preparing for David by taking this fight. Since we're making hypotheticals, for all we know, Canelo is taking on Jaime to prepare for this fight. What I also think is that David is a perfect style for Canelo. His body's squared up. He's always wide open for Canelo's counter, and Canelo can power box him to hell. But,
I hear you.
100%.
Jordan.
I like the way this guy speaks, man. Remy knows his fucking stuff.
Mate, you don't even know what you want.
Bless up,
Jordan, what do you say to that, what Remy was saying?
No, I agree.
Knows his stuff.
Mate, you don't even know what you want, mate. You're just chatting rubbish.
I know what I fucking want.
I'm still waiting for you to say who you want Canelo to fight.
Please.
I've already told you, mate. I
you said Canelo.
He has not fucking earned it.
So he hasn't earned it, but we're asking you who you'd like to fight.
Jams, I'll come. In fact, Jams, we're going to come to you.
I want him to fight.
Jams.
Feel better, you fucking.
Jams,
what you said what not before?
Jams,
you need to grow the fuck up, man. We're talking boxing here, not playground games.
Jams,
I told you
for the last time. Order, mate. Order.
Makes no sense.
Let me ask you a question, Jams. You said oh, for fuck's
not
sake.
you, Neutral. I'm listening. Go on, man. Sorry. Go on.
I need order, mate. I need order.
I've got you, mate. I've got you. I just can't stand
right. So
you got a throat in your throat, mate.
What they're talking about.
Dude, so I'm gonna ask you, Jams. You see, David Benavidez hasn't answered. How did McGuire on it?
Sorry, mate. I didn't even hear that, Neutral.
Yeah. Calm down, mate.
It's
hard
really
talk. We love it. We love it. Hard talk. Love it, mate. But let's focus on now.
Okay, mate. Go on.
You said David Benavidez has not earned the position to have a Canelo fight. How did Munguia on it?
I don't think he has either, mate, to be honest. I think he's just got it because he's Mexican. It's on Cinco de Mayo, and it's a big payday for both. And that's the only reason Munguia's got it.
Now this is for all you Canelo fans. How did Mendoza, WBA president, how did he order Berlanga versus Canelo and then backtrack only to say that, it's to be the winner of Munguia and
bigger money,
Canelo.
mate. Bigger money. Bigger
The
money.
WBA don't enforce the mandatory.
I want to
Bigger
answer
money,
that too.
mate.
I
Bigger
want to
money.
answer as
Can
well.
you answer that,
More
Remy?
so. Let's be boxing fans, but also let's be boxing realists right now. Let's be boxing realists right now. That fight, one, Jaime does deserve that fight. I believe Jaime does deserve that fight. The timing is perfect. Two, Jaime just knocked out a common opponent with Canelo, the same opponent that had everyone saying that Canelo lost a step. The storyline there makes itself just as much as everyone likes to say that the David Benavidez storyline makes itself. Jaime
That's
and
a
David
fucking lie. That is a lie, and you
temperaments.
know it, bro. You lying to yourself right now.
Hey, I thought you were not interrupting people.
Bro, I didn't speak for 10 minutes, bro. You
How about
spoke
you
for
mute
like
that
7
mic?
minutes.
You can have your say right next.
So from the business standpoint, like I said, we're being boxing realists, not boxing crybabies. Like that ain't it, bro. So like I was saying, being a boxing realist, you understand that a Mexican war means big dollars. That's point number one that we don't even got to touch on more than I just touched on. Number two, Jaime is very well positioned to be next up. He has a string of top contenders he's beating. Yes, Jaime has been guided carefully. We understand that, but he has beat top contenders, and he knocked out Ryder, who's a tough opponent, who also beat Danny Jacobs, the 2-division champion, and he's literally did things to make this fight worth seeing. So to make it like nobody cares about it is bullshit, period. Jaime poses a threat. Do I think he's going to win? No.
Yo, can I respond? Can I speak now?
I just want to welcome EK to the show. Thank you for joining, big man. How you doing?
What's up, Neutral? Appreciate the space.
No problem, brother. What do you think? What you had so far?
Man, you know, I'm a bigger Canelo fan than I am a Benavidez fan, but I like both fighters, and I want to see the fight. I don't like the big time Canelo fans that are downplaying the fight and acting like Benavidez hasn't earned a shot. That Benavidez somehow, just because, you know, I understand he's lost his belts on the scale twice. He's a 2-time champion in that division. He's an interim belt holder of the WBC at that division. Like, oh, he hasn't been enforced the mandatory status. Like, those types of like excuses bother me. And Canelo's not the type of fighter who runs from those fights. Like, you know, this is one of his rivals that's being built up like Triple G was. And I think he needs to fight him, you know, and I you know, I kind of like to think that if he fights him in September, then, you know, all is well. But if we don't see that happen, which it doesn't look like it's going to, I think the ducking allegations are fair. You know, and as much as I respect Canelo and everything that he's done, he has to fight this man. Like, it has to happen. And whether or not, like, we think sanctioning bodies, rankings, and the mandatories are, like, have been enforced enough to make sure that he's earned a shot or not, the public perception is wild on this one. And, like, we have ESPN in America on regular, everyday basis with guys like Stephen A. Smith, who don't know shit about boxing, talking about this fight. You know what I mean? So, like, this is a huge fight. Canelo needs it. Is it a huge legacy-defining fight? It's not right now, but it will be if he never fights this man. It will be.
Exactly.
Who do you think he's fought that earned the right to fight Canelo, though? Like, who has he fought that gives you the belief that he earned the right?
Caleb Plant and Demetrius Andrade, his last 2 fights.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, they're the only 2, though, isn't they, really? And maybe David
That's still better than Jaime Munguia. That's still better than Edgar Berlanga.
James, you still ain't come
better.
up with a name.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
James, let's move our argument. James, let's move our
let me talk
argument
now. Let me talk now. You already spoke, Remy.
Because we don't even have to go there.
Right.
All this shit, all these excuses for Canelo is repulsive. This fight, I've been saying this fight's. Yeah, listen. This fight's never gonna.
Listen. Go on.
I've been saying, I hope I'm wrong, but this fight's never gonna happen, bro. Even when Canelo signed that 3-fight deal with PBC, everybody saying, oh, Benavidez is part of that deal. He was never part of that deal. Canelo he signed with them, but he never had Benavidez in mind to fight them. If we look at Canelo, his own words and what he said when it comes in regards to Benavidez, bro, the proof is in the pudding. Y'all don't remember he said, I'll never fight a Mexican? That was around the same time he moved to 168. That was in regards to Benavidez, and look who he's fighting.
Benavidez ain't Mexican.
Look who he's fighting next. A Mexican in Munguia. So he went against his own word, but that's because it was in regards to Benavidez. Now he's talking about 200 mil, and he brought up the weight issue of the 25 pounds. Bro, these are all excuses you guys want to ignore. He's not going to fight Benavidez. And the sad thing about it, about this whole thing is he's not going to fight Benavidez, and his fans are still going to support him like they did from day one. And he's not going to care. He already showed us that he doesn't care about what we think, because he's going to get paid. People are going to pay for his fights, and it's not going to matter to him. So when this fight never happens, like I said, it won't. You guys are just going to make excuses, and that's going to be it. And Remy's an idiot, because he said Benavidez is the perfect style.
No name calling.
Remy said Benavidez is the perfect style for Canelo, right? What's Canelo's biggest issue lately in his career? Is his stamina. And what's Benavidez' biggest strength? Is his stamina and his punch output, and how young and energetic he is. That's gonna be a horrible fight for Canelo. We seen what Bivol did to him. What was the excuse for him losing to Bivol? Oh, he gassed out. People didn't say Bivol was more skillful. Bivol had a better game plan. They made excuses and said Canelo gassed out. And if he ever even goes close to gassing out against Benavidez, it's gonna be over, bro.
Mate, that's right there, to be fair. That's true as well. Bivol did absolutely outbox him from start to finish, in my opinion. You're absolutely spot on there, mate. But I still don't think David Benavidez has earned the right to fight Canelo for that massive payday. I still don't.
I want to point out how they fight.
I hate that. He's earned the right. But here's the thing that I want to say real quick. Like, there's a big difference in earning the right. Like, do we want to fight over who has earned the right? Or, like, that doesn't mean that we think he's going to win necessarily. That David Benavidez has earned the right to fight Canelo, without a doubt, in my mind. But do I think he's going to win against Canelo? No, I don't.
Definitely
so I think that's a big distinction. Like, when people are arguing about this fight, like, I want to see it, but it doesn't mean that I think David Benavidez is going to beat him.
So my thing about the earning the fight is like,
I'm with you on that.
If you feel like he hasn't earned the fight, who do you feel has, or what's the criteria? I mean, if that's the case, if David hasn't at 168, who has? Like, who are we going to watch him fight?
Well, Jaime Munguia, 43-0-0, has probably earned it. But again, who's he got on the resume? He's beat.
I just want to point out that he doesn't deserve the point was never my point. That is Jam. That was Jams's point and Polo's. And even though we're on the same team, I don't agree with them.
We got them splitting up already.
Solicited by iBoxing.
My point is this.
Remy, that's a big charge there.
You gotta So look, let me tell you what my point has been this whole time. My point has been, if David, because you talked about the mandatory, and the point of that is to make Canelo get off the belt. Make him get off the belt, so you put yourself in a position to get the straps at 68. So you make yourself a stalwart in the division, and you make it to where Canelo has even more pressure on him in public perception, and even more pressure on him in hardware terms. And then it goes into a legacy bag. Now David has the belt that you dropped. Now it's a different conversation. I've never said he doesn't deserve the fight. That doesn't matter to me. What I'm saying is David put himself in the best position to get the fight. He has not done that. And even more so, him taking the Bosdick fight is proof that he's not putting himself in the best position. So when you tell me, my argument is this: Canelo Alvarez is Canelo Alvarez, right? When he got this deal from PBC, there were 3 fights, and they really were to be determined, which we ended up finding out. They were to be determined the entire time. Jaime Munguia was not a part of the original game plan. So to say that David was never a part of the original game plan would be bullshit if we didn't find out that he was never one of the names mentioned in the options. So in the options Canelo did get, he was never in any of them. It was Jamal, and Errol Spence. It was Jamel Jamal and Errol Spence in the original deal. So when you try to make it like David is getting avoided, his own company didn't put him on the table. So now
Canelo's expecting 200 mil from PBC.
Stop talking while I'm talking. Stop talking while I'm talking.
So Canelo's expecting 200 mil from PBC. That's why he made those excuses, right?
Shut up. Please shut up. Please shut up.
Now, Benavidez was in the game plan, but he's asking for 150.
Let him speak.
That makes a lot of sense, right? Y'all hearing this?
Let him speak.
Thank you, because he won't shut the fuck up. Anyway, so when you look at it, you got to rely on the word of Jose Benavidez, Eddie Reynoso, Canelo, and David Benavidez and his father. All right? So how did Jose Benavidez set up a fight with Vosdick, but he couldn't set up a fight with Canelo? Where did this 90-10% shit come from? Canelo said he was never offered a David Benavidez fight. Reynoso said he was never offered a David Benavidez fight. So now we're going off hearsay. So that ain't it, bro. You're doing nothing but talking off bullshit. You haven't stated that many facts at all, and I want you to stop acting like you're making sense.
Yo, can I respond to that real quick, Neutral? Because he makes no sense. He's saying that Benavidez was part of that deal, right? So why would Benavidez? Why would Canelo come out and make
that? Idiot! I said he wasn't. You
never part of the deal.
You know, never.
Okay, so even if he was an option,
start listening.
My point bringing that up was when he signed that
he wasn't an option.
Bro, can you shut up? You just spoke for 5 minutes. Can you shut up now?
It wasn't an option.
You gonna shut up now and let me talk?
He wasn't an option. You wasn't listening.
You gonna let me talk? All right, you finished?
It was not an option.
So you're telling me when Canelo signed the 3-fight deal with PBC, you're saying Benavidez wasn't even in the option plan?
No.
They never thought of Benavidez.
No.
Why?
Were you not listening to what I said? Do you want me to repeat what I said?
Because out of the 3 opponents that he
let me interject here just a minute.
No.
So I think what you're talking about, Remy, is factual, and here's where I disagree to an extent. It's like they said that the first fight was Jermell, and then the second fight was going to be one of those 3 names, and then the third fight was to be a mutually agreed upon opponent. That could have been Benavidez, right?
They're trying to rewrite history like nobody's saying it was
Why
Benavidez.
wasn't Benavidez in the contract? So I want to
Well,
know.
because it was too complicated to throw names.
No. Let me just
normally,
say this.
promotional contracts don't have fighters' names.
But listen,
you're signing for these fights, and we'll make the fights that can happen.
We're trying to rewrite history.
You don't sign for fights for names.
But the narrative when he signed the 3-fight deal with PBC, a lot of people are saying, why is he fighting Benavidez? A lot of people are saying, why would he fight Benavidez at the top end of the deal? He's obviously going to wait to fight Benavidez at the end of the deal. That's where a lot of Canelo fans are saying.
He wanted to be a free agent.
But I'm saying a lot of Canelo fans are saying that he was saving Benavidez for last, and that's the reason he wasn't fighting Benavidez.
Them fans were simply wrong.
But that's what I'm saying. That was the excuse. But Remy wants to act like Canelo had Benavidez as an option when that wasn't the case. Because if it was the case, then why would Canelo come out with all these excuses after the fact? Was he expecting PBC to give him 200 mil?
Benavidez was an option.
But was he expecting PBC to give him 200 mil to fight Benavidez? No, he wasn't. So for him saying that just shows the fact that he was never going to fight Benavidez, and he never even thought about it.
He was pricing him out of the fight, mate, because he just didn't want to give him that smoke. He didn't want to give him that.
That's my point. Benavidez was never in the
he was never in the frame.
Canelo saying that was shooting a shot at Saudi Arabia. That's what he was doing.
That's why he said that. Saudi money.
I agree. Canelo was saying that fight is going to be made.
That's an excuse, guys.
200 million.
The high-low game. All that was him playing the high-low game. That ain't it, bro. Casual.
Yo, listen, Remy. I would agree with you. Yo, listen, Remy. I would agree with you. The whole Saudi Arabia narrative, but the fact that he threw in the whole 25-pound excuse as well on top of that, that shows where his mind's at, bro. He's like, this guy's too risky. Why would I fight him? He's way too risky.
That's literally what I've been waiting for somebody to bring up. That's what I've been waiting for somebody to bring up.
Bro,
that's the only legit basis in this ducking argument.
Order. I want to speak to Viso. Welcome to the show, mate.
Thank you, Neutral. Thanks for putting me on, man. Salute to all you guys, man. Nah, man. Where I fall on this issue is that, look, man, Canelo oftentimes, is criticized for avoiding fights. Look, I've heard this thing before, man. I used to feel this way back in 2017, 2016, when he was when a fight with Triple G was in high demand, and it got to a point where like, yo, this fight might not happen, man. He's going to age Triple G out. It's gonna be cynical. But he eventually did, fight him. 2 fights, back-to-back years, and it did numbers, and he said, along the way in his career, he said he wasn't going to fight a Mexican, and look what happened. He's fighting Jaime Munguia. So that should tell you that Canelo doesn't keep the promises, If
I want to back you up on that, because Anthony Durrell and a few other people have actually said that Canelo can pick at times when he vacates. Is that a fair comment to you, Canelo fans?
Yeah, man. Canelo has clarified those comments about not fighting a Mexican. He said, like, I don't want to fight a Mexican because I represent Mexico, right? Like, it's very understandable. It's not like I never will. He just preferred not to, but people blew it up.
In regards to Benavidez, that's why he said it.
Well, gentlemen,
who else was he talking about? Zerto? Like, come
on,
bro.
But Benavidez ain't even
Mexican.
Mexican.
Zerto, remember when he had a belt?
Is he not half?
And
Benavidez is gonna get his.
Benavidez was the
He'll
champion.
get his.
Was
He'll
the
get
champion
his.
also. Why didn't he unify with Zerto when he had a belt?
Benavidez.
Zerto has been chasing Canelo for a number of years. He's also been very vocal in the past about Canelo, saying that he's been ducking him for a number of years. Being the bigger guy and all that, I find that hard to believe, but that's another question, another matter. Look, guys, we come to the end of the show. I want to thank each and every single one of you for coming on and making your time and making it available. I'll see you all on Twitter. This is Neutral. This is Hard Talk. And I'll have you all back on again.
Ding, ding, ding.
Love your
unanimous.
No, you
see you.
It's another bang. All the Muslim calls now, whichever get up. I start my scars with a sweet one, please. Someone flips me a bad body.